Hi guys, you are watching LockNet's video newsletter, and today I have a new co-host. It is Eric Eastwood.
Hey guys, I'm Eric at LockNet. I'm the lead project coordinator of the Electromechanical Services Division, and today I'm here to tell you about the differences between Mortise Locks and Cylindrical Locks.
Yeah, it is our #1 most popular blog post. We get tons and tons of questions about whether or not to use Mortise Locks or Cylindrical Locks in their facilities.
Yep.
So it's not something we can cover all at once. So we're just going to go over the basics in the mechanics today. So first up, we've got the cylindrical.
So right off the bat, our cylindrical lock here is going to be our most common lock. You're going to see these in homes, businesses, pretty much anywhere you go. You'll see some type of cylindrical lock, whether it's a lever style or a knob style. And the reason for that is, number one, it is a lower price lock than your Mortise locks because it is a simpler piece of machine. You've got a standard clutch in here. It's about a 2.5 inch hole you got to drill in the door, and you cut in your latch prep. And aside from your clutch and your latch and your levers, there's not a lot that can go wrong here.
So you're not going to spend as much on labor and installation as you would.
Labor, parts cost, everything's going to be a little cheaper, a little easier, and it's going to be applicable to a lot more doors. You can install this on pretty much any door, old, new. Maybe you have to get some plates, but it'll go pretty much anywhere.
Okay. All right, now let's show them the Mortise lock.
Your Mortise lock, on the other hand, is a much larger lock body. So everything you can see here is actually going to have to be cut into the door. And this isn't a problem for metal doors. They're a little more sturdy, but you start to get into wood doors and people start to have some concerns.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of questions about people thinking that Mortise locks aren't as sturdy as cylindrical locks, and it's not true because the lock itself is actually sturdy. It's just the doors, because you have to cut such a big chunk out of the door to install it, especially on older wooden doors. If someone wants to break in and they're kicking it or shoving it in, the door will split, and so it's not necessarily the door or the lock.
Right? Yeah. This is a pretty heavy duty lock right here, and what people are really seeing is when you have an older door, maybe it's not as strong as it used to be, maybe it's been through a few different lock preps. You cut this in, or if you have someone unskilled cutting this in, there's a high probability that you could damage the door, chip it, split it, or even that you'll have alignment issues, where your latch doesn't meet up with your strike. The lock won't stay locked, the lock won't unlock. You can have all sorts of issues.
Yeah, but you also have more options with a Mortise lock than you do with a cylindrical lock.
Right, so immediately the first thing you notice is you got this hole here for a cylinder. You can put just about any kind of keyway you want into that, unlike the cylindrical lock where you're stuck pretty much with whatever came with the lock. Also, you've got different options for your latch and your dead latch, as well as the option for a deadbolt to be integrated into the Mortise lock. So there's a lot of options, a lot of different functions you can have. There are even some Mortise locks that have a switch right here. You can switch between different functions.
Yeah. So you've got more lock to go with the Mortise lock, so it's going to come off as more expensive at first, which actually kind of turns people off in the beginning. But what they don't realize is it's going to last a lot longer.
Oh yeah, this is a longer life lock.
Than a cylindrical lock. So if you're in a facility that gets a lot of traffic, then this is going to be a better bet than a cylindrical lock.
Yeah, so if you've got a good door, you got a good technician who's going to install it, and you've got the money to spend, I would definitely recommend to go with a Mortise lock. If you're trying to do a smaller retrofit, you'd want to go more for a cylindrical lock.
Yeah, because they're harder to retrofit. So that about covers what we're talking about today with the basics on Mortise and cylindrical. But eventually we're going to have an extended video that kind of goes into more detail with Mortise and cylindrical and the ins and outs and pros and cons and all of that stuff. So if you have any more questions, you can always email me at whitneyf@locknet.com. I'm sure Eric would be happy to answer
reach
your
out to me
questions.
anytime at erike@locknet.com.
Yeah, and so I want to thank you guys for watching our newsletter again, and tune in next time. It'll be in a couple weeks and we'll have another one. So thanks for watching. Bye guys.
Bye.